Hello and welcome back. So I actually just wrapped up filming a different video, surprisingly enough, on a pair of boots, and DHL dropped this off at my doorstep. So now we have a package from Craft and Glory, and it's been a while since we've had a pair of boots from Craft and Glory. The last thing we did, I think, was the Gurkhas, which had an amazing presentation, wooden box. I actually used that wooden box. It's over there on the shelf. I love the box, love the boots. So now we have a new pair from Craft and Glory. We should have the Boondockers in, I believe, saddle tan inside this box. But we're not going to know until we crack it open and find out. And I will say, I had just filmed my review on my Brass Brigade knife, which I was playing with the knife at work, and I forgot it at work. I took it out of my pocket at the end of the day, and I was looking at it, and it's sitting on my desk. So I have my old crappy knife because I left my good knife at work, so I needed to grab a knife to open a box. All right, so here we go. Oh, cutting through that poly mailer is not easy. These things are tough. I do appreciate a good poly mailer, especially when something's coming from a completely different continent, because these boots do in fact come from India. Now, these are also MTO boots. This has been a long-going thing. Like I said this in other videos, I've actually been waiting quite a while for these boots, but I generally tell these companies when they're sending me a pair of boots, you know, my boots are a low priority. Yes, they want to get the content out there on their boots, but I want them to put precedence on your boots, consumer boots, because these were sent to me as a sample for review. So I didn't actually pay for these. Craft and Glory sent these to me, but oh, I love these boxes. I absolutely love these boxes right here. But I always tell them to put priority towards customer orders because they come first. You guys come first before me. Before I get a pair of boots for a sample, you should get the boots that you bought and paid for. So my boots often actually take longer to get than your boots will. So keep that in mind. When I tell you like something took a month to get to me, sometimes my order just goes right in the production line like everyone else. Sometimes they hold it back to do production orders. So sometimes my boots and my items actually will take a little bit longer to get to me than they will to get to you. I will tell you, once these shipped, these were not projected to be here for like 2 or 3 more days. They actually arrived early. Today is Tuesday. They're supposed to get here Thursday. They did get to my town on Sunday afternoon, but for some reason they didn't get delivered yesterday. But DHL dropped them off like probably 15 minutes ago, so they're still freezing cold. But here we go. And again, I love these Craft and Glory boxes. They're just so cool. I absolutely love them. This is a keeper box. Miss Hazel Fantastic will use this for something because just like me, she loves these boxes. All right, let's look at these Boondockers. Okay. Craft Boondockers, inspired by history, rebuilt for today. We spent months handling and studying the original World War II Boondockers from private collections, learning the subtle curves, the honest wear, and the spirit that made them iconic. Your pair is shaped on an authentic 1941 Mississippi Shoe Co. U.S. Navy last, cut from rich, full-grain leather and grounded with a rugged nitrile outsole and stacked heel. Built to age beautifully with you. A wartime classic, revived with modern precision and passed into your hands to begin its next chapter. And then inside the box we have some flat cotton laces. And then we also have rounded, these are not waxed, but these are regular boot laces. We have the boot dust cover, Craft and Glory boots. And then we have the Boondockers themselves. All right. Yo, I love it. I love the smell. The smell of leather, full grain leather. It just smells so good. Okay, all right, okay. Let's see here. Get this out of the way. All right, so first look. Now this is the saddle tan. I've had this on, I think my Gurkhas, are my Gurkhas saddle tan? Okay, so there's the Gurkhas. These have quite a bit of wear on them. And you can see what the saddle tan will kind of turn into as you wear them. You can see there's some creasing and stuff here. They look really, really good. My Mock Toe Explorers, I believe, are also saddle tan. They must be the ones that are behind the guitar that I can kind of see a bit of. They are older. They're my oldest pair of Craft & Glory boots. So they have the most amount of wear on them. I thought that was what was on the shelf. I could just see the heels the way I had them sitting there. But you could see this leather will, it age. And this has a couple of months of wear on it. So, you know, picture a few years of wear on these things, and they're going to age really, really well. So the saddle tan leather is going to age nicely, and it's going to give you some really good patina. Now this is built to a traditional like military field boot. There we go. If you want to look at the soles there, very classic, very vintage sole, not like the modern boots that have lug soles or mini lugs. This is what a actual service boot looks like. This is what a serviceman would wear. This is built on a boot that fought in World War II. So this is a true service boot. Now, with this sleeker, more slimmer design too, this is going to fit into a lot more situations than something like a cap toe. Now, a cap toe is a great casual boot. You can wear it with jeans and probably like a pair of khakis or something like that. But if you work like business casual and you do have to wear like slacks and a button-down shirt tucked in, I know, tucking in your shirt, something I don't like to do. But if you do work in like a business casual where you actually have to dress in khakis and a button down, you could wear something like this. A service boot would fit in that setting. And then you can go home, put on a pair of jeans and wear this out to the bar and still look good. So this is a very versatile boot. So a service boot, not only does it have a very deep heritage, but it's a pretty utilitarian boot that you can wear in a wide variety of settings. So the overall style of this boot is going to lend itself to a lot more wear opportunities, if you will. Now, the Craft & Glory Boondocker boot does come in 5 different colorways, seen here in the saddle tan. It is also available in a vintage brown and a raven black that all come in at $200.23 USD. And then we have both a green and a brown grizzly that is a rough out version that comes in at $207.65 USD. And then we have a russet version that is a waxed flesh that also comes in at $207.65. Now these are a Goodyear welted boot that is built on a genuine US Navy last dated to 1941. It is based on an N1 field shoe, and they are made from a 1.8 to 2 millimeter water buffalo leather that is finished with a veg tan Goodyear welt. Now this is a 6-inch full grain leather boot, the only difference being that this is a water buffalo hide, which is a little bit different than what you would find with most North American boot manufacturers. But I've had what did I say? I have 4 other pairs of Craft & Glory boots now at this point, and they age really well. They're comfortable, and the saddle tan, this is now my 3rd boot in saddle tan. I should probably change it up, but I like the colorway. It does age really, really well, and it does develop a really nice patina. So with every wear, you're gonna get, like me just handling these now, you can see I'm starting to get some like creasing and stuff in the leather, and I like it. I like all of the patina in the wear, because the more you wear and handle these boots, the more age it's going to get. And every mark, every scuff, every nick, it's just like salvage denim, which is why I like it. It shows the story of you and how you wear and use your garments. So with every wear, it's going to gain a little bit more of my own personal DNA. But we won't know how much of that DNA until we try them on and see how they fit. Okay, so trying them on for the first time and just pacing around the room, they're feeling pretty good. I'm actually really liking these foam insoles that are in them. They're feeling quite comfortable. The first thing I said when I put them on was, oh, that's actually way more comfortable than I remember it being. So I like the insoles. I will certainly put a pair of veg tan in here to see how they feel. But yeah, first thing, right off the bat, I noticed that I do really like these foam insoles that are in here. Now the overall fit, they're fitting and feeling pretty good. I told them I am an 8.5D on the Brannick, and that is about what all of my other Craft & Glory boots are. But I believe, if I remember correctly, they did have me trace my foot again and send them the measurements of the length and width of each of my feet. So they took my Brannick size, what I told them I wear, and then mixed that with the measurements I actually sent them, and they sent me the size that with their expertise thought would fit me the best, and I think they nailed it. These are fitting and feeling really, really good. I don't have any heel slippage. They're not pinching or rubbing me weird in any way. Again, I am only trying these on and pacing about the room. I'm not walking around all day long in them, but I don't feel as though they're too tight. They're not pinching in the width. I don't feel my toes touching the front of the toe box. Overall, I think that the fit is feeling really, really good. The finish, as I talked about earlier, is nice. I like the way they look out the box, and they are going to look better as they wear and age. So overall first impressions, I think they're good. They're a pretty solid boot. I mean, I looked them over a couple times now. I don't see any design flaws. There's no manufacturing errors. There's not a stitch out of place in either boot. They both look great. It's a Goodyear welted boot, so it can be resoled. If you wear it out or just don't like the sole, you can resole them, put a new sole on it. Yeah, they look great. They're feeling very, very comfortable. Yeah, if I had to choose, or if I had to tell you right now if I think they're worth $200, I would tell you they are. Now, based on my experience having other Craft & Glory boots, I did roofing in Craft & Glory boots. I've worked at my buddy's house. We built a deck in his backyard. We built steps up into his side yard. Yeah, I wore Craft & Glory boots in some of those projects, and they're both comfortable to wear for a long period of time, and they still look good and handled everything that I threw at them. So from what I know, having already had several pairs of Craft & Glory boots, I think these are going to be a home run. I don't have any issues with them. Now, the overall styling too, it's going to allow itself to be worn in a pretty wide variety of settings. It can be dressed up more than you could dress up anything cap toe or like an engineer boot. You know, you're not going to be able to wear an engineer boot with business casual or a cap toe. But the Boondockers you can, because this is a service boot, plain toe, slimmer profile. You can certainly dress this up quite nicely, and then you could still throw them on with a pair of jeans and go out to the bar after work. So overall, yeah, first impressions are positive. I always like the Craft & Glory presentation. The wooden box in the Gurkha was amazing, but even these standard boxes, I love the overall design, the artwork that's on the boxes. So yeah, I'm pleased by what I'm seeing. I like the overall styling of the boot. They're comfortable to wear, but time's going to tell. We are going to put these into rotation tomorrow morning. We're going to start wearing them basically daily because we have some crappy cold conditions, and I will not be wearing anything sneaker for probably the next week or two. So these are going to be my go-to piece of footwear for just about everything for the next several weeks. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video, like the full real user review of the Craft & Glory Boondock boots. Good night.